Hi, my name is Keris Wallace. My ARP topic is on organic farming, and my question is organic farming the future? Starting out with historical context, agriculture originated 10,000 years ago. These developments came slowly, and according to the National Geographic Society, the first tool used as a direct exploitation of the earth was fire. Native Americans were said to have used fire to hasten the growth of a certain species of wild berries with the knowledge that they grew quickly after a wildfire. Over these past 10,000 years, humans have perfected the art of agriculture, and it has become the epicenter of human existence, being the main source of food and not to mention a big part of the economy. But paradoxically, agriculture has been a main contributor to the degradation of the planet. Modern agriculture, unlike agriculture from early civilizations, involves advanced tools such as the plow, tractor, and land imprinter, and practices such as tillage, the usage of inorganic fertilizer, and the use of chemical pest control that have a fairly negative impact on the environment, especially in terms of carbon and methane emissions. One of the most important factors of agriculture is the soil. Quote, soil is the earth's fragile skin that anchors all life to earth, end quote. Soil houses all of the nutrients crops need to be plentiful, and some modern agricultural practices deplete the soil of its properties, rendering it unusable. Tillage, for example, when improperly done, does irreversible damage to the soil and soil organic matter. Soil organic matter, also known as SOM, is the organic biomass that gives topsoil its deep color and aroma. Quote, soil organic matter contains more organic carbon than global vegetation and the atmosphere combined. Moreover, organic matter retains nutrients as well as pollutants in the soil, which improve plant growth and protects water quality. End quote. When soil gets to a point where it cannot properly yield crops, farmers will move to another area and improperly care for soil, depleting that area of its nutrients as well, and the cycle goes on. Another important factor of modern agriculture is biodiversity. Biodiversity in agriculture is essential for protection against stresses from the environment, maintaining healthy soils, pollinating plants, and purifying waters. As the human population increases and the demand on food procurement increases, biodiversity can contribute sustainable ways in which food production needs will be met and the planet will not have to suffer because of it. Similar to modern agriculture, organic farming is the art of growing, cultivating, and harvesting crops and livestock for human consumption, but the difference is in the way crops and livestock are grown and tended to. Organic farming has specialized practices to, quote, improve soil quality and build organic soil matter. By increasing the amount of organic matter in the soil, organic farmers enhance the soil's ability to absorb water and reducing the impacts of drought and flooding, end quote. Like everything in life, organic farming has its advantages and disadvantages. Organic farming is one of the major keystones to reducing the unnecessarily outrageous amounts of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, but there is a hefty price to pay for good quality foods and farming. In order for produce to be considered organic, there must be no chemicals or GMOs, also known as genetically modified organisms, involved in the growing process. The problem with this is there will now be major pest problems. GMOs sound inquisitive, but they are just humans altering the DNA of plants to better benefit ourselves. For example, altering a watermelon to have no black seeds, or potatoes to grow bigger and grow faster. One of the most innovative steps for GMOs was the development of natural pesticides. This means that instead of spraying down the plants with chemicals, there is a natural pesticide inside the plant, harmless to humans, animals, and even essential insects like ladybugs, but deadly to pests. Without these innovations, plants will be at risk for getting devoured by said pests. This is where the debate really starts to heat up. On one end, you have the GMOs, which help ward off pests but make the food inorganic, and on the other hand, you have no chemicals or alterations to the produce, but with the risk that they'll be eaten before the crop harvest. Another specific con for organic farming would be the cost for the farmer as well as the consumer. The production cost at the beginning of the organic growing process is hefty, which means that the sale price for the produce has to be even higher so that the farmers can make a profit. Therein lies another problem: lower income people cannot afford organic food. On the other hand, there are many upsides to organic farming, such as less groundwater pollution, and avoidance of soil pollution, better tasting produce, it's better for the environment and the stop against climate change, and it makes the pollination process easier. Organic farming in some cases can be seen as a domino effect. The type of specialized organic fertilizer promotes healthy soil. Organic soil means increased soil strength, which leads to soil being able to retain more nutrients for crops and the microbes, and improved soil quality influences the ability of crops to withstand or repel insect attack and plant disease. The global food system is responsible for up to one-third of all human-caused greenhouse gas emissions. According to the climate section of NASA's official website, carbon dioxide levels are the highest they've ever been in the last 650,000 years. The global temperature has risen to its warmest years since 2000. Polar ice sheets are losing mass, and sea levels have risen almost 7 inches in the last 100 years. Agriculture is the solution to lessening the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, but the clearing of the land for agriculture is only added to the total amount of natural gas concentrations into the ozone. Keeping this in mind, farmers across the globe are coming up with new, innovative, and environmentally conscious ways of farming. For example, indoor vertical farming. Vertical farming is traditional agriculture turned 90 degrees, either stacked in layers or directly on a wall. The benefits of vertical farming are as follows. There is a 90% decrease in water compared to traditional farming. There are no pesticides, there's an easy operation, it's more cost effective, and products have a longer shelf life. Put into effect on January 1st, 2016, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development is a plan for action for the people, the planet, and prosperity. This agenda is set to take certain courses of action over the next 15 years, has 17 main goals and objectives. Goal 12 is to, quote, ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. Sub-goals include developing countries taking the lead on consumption and production programs, being able to obtain sustainable management and usage of natural resources by 2030, reducing food waste by 2030, reducing waste generation, encouraging companies to adopt sustainable practices, and encouraging the public to adopt sustainable practices. In conclusion, organic farming is the future of agriculture. There are many downsides, but instead of looking at the now, we as humans need to look to the future. With the human population on an exponential rise, the demand for food products will skyrocket, and the impact that demand will have on the environment would cause irreversible damage to the planet. Organic farming can not only meet those demands, but fix the earth in the process. As my final project, I plan on constructing a blueprint to build an organic garden in my neighborhood. Not only will this prove to better the environment around my community, but it will also serve as a learning opportunity for everyone. Building an organic garden will be beneficial for people who are interested and or want to study environmental sciences as well as botanical sciences, but it will add to the air quality and it will help give people a chance to volunteer, to care for the garden and learn about its environmentally healing properties.